from that and do what's new and needed, we win. So we proactively focus on that. We don't wait to see what we're given by society, by customers. We wait, we look forward and figure out where to go, and then we proactively go there.
Bryan, what changes are you looking forward to seeing, or are you hoping to see as you look at the industries moving forward?
We're hoping to see more digitization of things that give better customer service, less of the telephone waiting you get when you call a company now. We want to see people answering the phones because that's the best. We don't want to see push this number, then that number, and a 3-minute wait to talk to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. That's got to be disrupted and changed. So we ask ourselves, what would we want? And as patients, we want shorter wait times. As people consuming, say, phone service or video, TV service, we really want to be able to call someone and talk to them, not have the 5-minute digital wait. So there's a lot of ways to disrupt the industry. And just like your friend Justin, starting the right primary care practice, someone can upend communication services by doing it the right way, as you and I are speaking about, from the ground up, from day one, and the customers will be lined up to deal with them.
It's interesting. You know, I came from big town California, and here I am in small town Montana. And, you know, you forget about the basics of customer service. And by the way, I'm old enough. I had a pager. So I qualify. But, you know, when I conduct business around town, whether it's a doctor's appointment, a legal appointment, or whatever it might be, it's really nice and refreshing to have that live body, whether it's on the phone or in person. And what's interesting, as you were talking about that automated phone response, you know, if I get a live body that picks up the phone and says, hey, would you mind holding? I've got another person on the line. I'm happy to hold because I realize, okay, there's a real person there. But when a machine says, please hold, you don't know how long you're going to be waiting and why, and if you even have the right number. So, I think big towns and companies in those towns could learn a lot by taking just a little trip to small town and seeing how the way things used to be are some of those creature comforts that we really enjoy as human beings, a live voice.
Absolutely. And, you know, Jim, another thing I said yes to that I think was really helpful to have a successful career thus far. I could still mess it up, but doing all right so far. And that is, I said yes to action. And by that, I mean, ideas are worthless unless they're enacted. There are neurons firing in our brain. No one will know about them unless we take action. No one will be helped unless we take action. And so in the younger part of my career, there were times when, this is going to be risky. Should I take that next step? A little hesitant. I decided I'll try it. And I kept learning. I succeeded only when I stepped forward, took the action, opened the door, not knowing what was in the next room for sure, and took action. And we won't build companies and we won't take our best ideas without taking action on them. Once you start taking action and you provide a vision to teammates, it's exciting. People will flock to your company because they want the excitement of a great vision and something newer and better.
You know, why is it that so many people will have these wonderful ideas, but they just stop short of taking the action? It's I don't want to say it's simple, because you have to get off your butts. And I say butts, BUT''S, and go out and do something, right? Just get out there, take that action.
Absolutely. And those who do, in my experience, those who take some risk, i.e. take the action, you're not taking risk if you're only thinking about it. The ones who almost all succeed. And I'm convinced the world needs more change. Therefore, it needs more people taking action. Therefore, it sets up the reward system. Those who take action and are at the vanguard of change almost always succeed, and they can win big. Those who stay with mediocrity and the past don't have a happy successful career, because I think human beings are wired for adventure and discovery, and teammates love that, and customers love companies that do that.
Yeah, yeah. To use the last couple of years as an example with what the country and the world's gone through, I've surrounded myself, and I fall into this category, I believe, as somebody that's taken action even in the worst of times, in the struggle of times, to continue moving forward, that forward momentum to create and thrive, even in our worst environment. I think here in the United States, we've been so good at that over the last couple 100 years.
Yeah.
Is you find adversity and you push through it. And, the benefits of that, at least in the circle of people I've talked to, is we've all had incredible years the last 2 years, not only financially, but in our own personal growth with business and life. Have you seen some of that in your world?
Absolutely. America has a weak educational system, as we all know. It has highest cost labor in the world, and resources are expensive here. Why does it keep succeeding and winning? Because of what you just said, Jim. Entrepreneurial spirit, the adventure to build a new company, to take a technology and invent what could be done with that technology. We keep doing that over and over and over. And in our healthcare world, it's about to get turned upside down in a positive way. Some of the things we mentioned earlier, there's 1,000 examples of those types of things that are going to happen. I know companies going these ways in the next few years. They're going to improve the healthcare experience tremendously. In fact, I predicted 6 years ago that by 2035, America will have the best healthcare system in the world, best loved by its customer, patients, and it's been viewed as horrible. But technology and the American entrepreneur, all of us adopting the change, are going to make that happen. We have 14 years, then take a look. Yeah. Everyone's going to be amazed at what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that industry goes the way that my friend Justin Bulls is going, I don't spend too much time in the doctor's office, but when I was sitting with him at lunch and he was talking about, this practice that he's going to kick off in January, I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting. We're leading the charge over there, aren't we? I hear your horns. I just told Justin at the end of our lunch, I said, look, I've got my primary health care, but there's no reason why I won't be a customer of yours come January 1 when he kicks that off. You briefly mentioned our educational system. I just landed a position on the school board here locally, which I'm thrilled to be on. But, when I look at the curriculum there, talking about the future of America, I'm wondering, how come we're not providing our kids with books like Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill or Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Some of these great business books that talk about the entrepreneurial spirit and things that we've learned, I don't know, maybe organically from our parents, our fathers or mothers and uncles and aunts. We need to provide more of that to our youth of today.
I agree. We need more books like that. They're not in the schools. Why not? You're right. Because if they're going to read those books and get excited, they're also going to do better at school. Yeah. They're going to get more excited about school and do better. The other thing my mom did for me when I was maybe 8 to 12 years old, we'd go to the public library. She would encourage me to check out books, biographies on famous people, read their biography. And of course, it's written at the 4th grade level. But I think reading all those biographies imbued in me the sense I can do something great. Everyone else is that I read about, well, they could do that, I could do that. And I think it made me more of a go for it person because I read biographies of successful people.
Yeah, we're all equal and in the same, regardless of race, religion, color. We have opportunities here in this country. And the ones that have succeeded, and I've read a lot of these biographies, they have followed their passion, a consistent, persistent pursuit of their purpose, of what they want to do. And I think people miss that mark. They, for whatever reason or whatever's happened to them, they get pushed down and don't believe in themselves and their own abilities. And I love this point about reading biographies because you can hear these stories just like this show. Hear stories of other normal people that have succeeded in life.
Absolutely. Normal people can just need to understand there's a tendency, we all want a simple solution to success. But the answer is in your chosen area where you're passionate and you know a lot, there's levels of complexity, levels of understanding. You have to go deep. You got to tear apart the first one. The second one may seem counterintuitive. The third one may start putting it together. And when you reach a fourth level of understanding, you're way ahead of everyone. Then it's time to take action and implement what you've learned and train others, get teammates, train them. You will win big at that point.
Yeah. No, you've made so many great points this morning. Where can people learn more about you and what you've done and where you're going with your business?
Well, I'd encourage people to first read my book. I said yes to writing a book over the last 10 years because I want to share. It's simply to share what I've learned so you don't have to learn all the lessons by mistakes and pain that I've learned over the decades. And that's called Be a Winner, ! It's on Amazon. You can get it through Simon & Schuster online. And then also my website is bryancressey.com. I've done a bunch of videos. You can find my name on YouTube on short videos on specific subjects that may be of help to you. Because my mission personally is make the world as much better as I can while I'm here. And these are things I've done to help you make your life better, which makes my world better.
Could you only imagine if that was all of our mission on a daily basis? And by the way, the days that I'm trying to help are much better for me personally, not only in business, but in family and interactions with people at the grocery store or the gas station. Because when you fill your day with giving back and helping others, there's no substitute for that, is there?
No, it's a positive day, isn't it? And when you feel positive and think positively, people around you pick that up and they get more positive and things work better. It's like a nature's law that it's like you're running downhill suddenly.
Yeah.
Gravity's your friend.
Brian, do you have any habits or routines that keep you in that mind space of being positive and helping others win?
The main thing I think that does that, one of my videos is on this subject, is gratitude. I do think I'm grateful for the floor I'm walking on. During the day, I try to think of simple things, grateful for this glass of water, the most simple things, because when you have those, you should be grateful. And then more comes to you because you are grateful and you will be thinking more positively and attract more success through that simple habit.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how important that simple habit is. You know, I teach that as well. When you get up in the morning, before you pick up your cell phone, start your day, start thinking about the things you're grateful for. Because if you can start your day that way, instead of a troublesome email, you can certainly approach all the challenges much better thinking how grateful you are. And, you know, especially in this day and age, you know, if you get out and you travel a little bit right now, there's a lot of pressures around the country and in the world. And we have a lot to be grateful for in our own homes and what surround us, our own little truths. So what a wonderful point that you've made. Last thing before we sign off, any advice to others that are aspiring to go off into business or, try something different?
I would say talk to other people that would know about that business. When I've made investment mistakes, it's because I thought I knew exactly what I was doing. I learned, go ask other people that know that area. Call them, they'll talk to you, ask them, tell them you're going to start something a little risky. Most people will be glad to talk to you. You'll learn a ton and it will change how you do it in a positive sense.
Brian, what I love about our call today is that it just reaffirms that it's not that difficult to chase your yes, to change your mentality. There's no magic formula outside of just doing the best you can, giving good customer service with a good product. And that product could be anything, by the way, as you mentioned. It could just be a consulting service or an educational service. It doesn't have to be a retail item, right?
No, it could be anything. And what it takes is realizing the people that have succeeded that you know and look up to, they're all very imperfect people. I'm very imperfect. And yet I've been fairly successful. And once they realize because too many people think, oh, I'm too